So, welcome back to a new video, and you're probably thinking, Frederick, what the hell is this? This is no high quality Netflix series like your other YouTube videos or your reels, and it's completely on purpose because this video is much more of a breakdown. I will be showing you everything on screen that you need to do in order that you need to know. So yeah, it's very manual because it is simply just me showing you the outreach method that I've used in my short form content agency for the past 18 months. It is the only method that I've ever used. Not a lot of people use it. They are always looking for like the next big AI thing, automated, blah, blah, blah. When in reality, they forget that outreach is simply just communication. Communication on text between you and your potential client. And you have to see yourself as a stranger, building trust, building a relationship with your client before they want to jump on a call with you. So that is the sole purpose of this video. It is to teach you everything that I've done with outreach, all the way from understanding outreach, understanding communication, understanding the psychology that happens in the process when a stranger reaches out to someone, and when they're actually sitting on the call, and everything that happens in between. Then I'll be showing you how you can set up your Instagram profile the way that I've set mine up. I'll explain every bit of thought behind it. Then we'll go over how to find infinite leads on Instagram, the only method that I've ever used and the method that I still use. Then we'll be going over first messages, so the best ways that you can land in your client's primary inbox. And then, of course, we'll also go over conversations. Now that you are in their primary inbox, what should we ask? How should we go about it? Everything like that. So the way that it works is that there are all of these how-to guides that I will be going over, explaining in depth. Yeah, it's basically just going to be me just going over everything so that you fully understand the process of booking a ton of calls for your agency. As I said, this is the only method that I've used. It works super, super well, and it also, you learn a lot from this because in the end, it's just communication. How can I book as many calls as possible through this outreach method? Because that is why you're here. You want to book calls for your agency because in the end, the more calls you have, the more clients you'll also get, okay? So, but before you can actually do outreach, you have to understand outreach, especially when you're doing outreach on Instagram. Because in the end, Instagram is a social media platform. Obviously, it's not like business LinkedIn or email. It is a much more like personal, down-to-earth platform. And it can be super, super powerful if you use it the right way. So let's break down outreach first of all. Basically, outreach, if we take the word, it's basically just outreach. It is reaching out. It is letting a potential client know that you and your agency exists. And most importantly, that you can actually help them. That is the mindset you should have when doing outreach. You're not an annoying salesman trying to sell you like a phone subscription. You're actually a person that can help that potential client with scaling their business, doing better content, more leads, more revenue, whatever it is. Like, you're here to help them. And that is the mindset that you should implement from day one. You are there to help. And the goal of the outreach is not to sell our service. The goal is simply to get that person on a call. So basically what we're selling is a sales call, discovery call, whatever process that you use for sales. And it is simply just going from that stranger who slid in their DMs to actually being on the call. That is the simple goal of outreach. And in order for that to happen, we need two things. We need the person on the other end to trust us. And the only way that we can do that is if we have provided them some sort of value. They have to see the value in spending their precious time on a call with us. So if a person jumps on a call with you, they have to like prioritize it. It is like, okay, I'm spending 30 minutes of my precious time during the day to talk to Frederick because I saw something value and I trust this guy. He's pretty cool. So that is like the exact process that happens from when you're sending a message to you being on a call with them. They are trading their time, so we need to make sure that they understand the value it. And you also have to understand that we live in a world where we can literally reach any person on this planet if we have a good enough foundation, we have a good enough Instagram profile, and we are great at doing personalized outreach. A lot of people seem to forget this. All they focus on is like volume, automated, crazy email, AI stuff, which is also fine. But when you're working with coaches, consultants, personal brands, like I am, like most short form content agencies are, there is a personal aspect, and we have to keep it that way because, again, business is built between people, and the only way that can happen is trust. That is the main thing when running a business, that you have to understand. Everything is trust. So in order for us to maximize our outreach, maximize the input that we're doing, we need to set up our Instagram profile. But why do we have to spend so much time on it? Why do we have to put so much effort into it? It's actually very simple, because we're spending a lot of time on outreach. So we want to make sure that we get the most out of our efforts by having a great looking Instagram profile. You have to see your Instagram as your landing page. It is your website, it is your business card, it is everything that you can offer boiled down into your Instagram. So imagine if you spend 10 hours on setting your Instagram up the proper way and you can double the reply rate in your outreach. Well, then it's been every single minute worth it, because now we have set the foundation. So now that every time we spend time on outreach, it performs better. More people are replying, more people are interested in a call, because we're doing everything for ourselves on our own Instagram profile. So this is my profile, and now we will be breaking it down so that you can do the exact same thing. So first thing first, a profile picture. Make sure that you can the prospect can see you. Make sure that you're smiling, because again, when we are smiling, again, it builds trust. Have Frederick as a happy person, blah, blah, blah. It is just some very, very small things. I would also recommend you to get verified. It costs like $20 a month, and it helps you with landing in their primary inbox. Whenever you're commenting on people's stuff, it will also prioritize your account. And overall, there are so many VAs, fake accounts out there, so it's a great way to separate yourself from the rest. Then you want a detailed description. So first of all, you need some sort of proof. So it can be what your agency has done. It can be what your coaching business has done. Some sort of like, hey, I'm doing this and I did this, okay? So of course, I have in my description here, I built a 6-figure business at the age of 23. Then how I did it, so how you are doing it, or the method that you are using for your clients. So I mastered the skill of attention. It's just a more fancy, cooler way of short form content. It's a bit more mysterious. People is like intrigued by it. So try not to mention short form content. Try coming up with something that is kind of like your own, and then naming it and claiming it. And then also how people can do the exact same thing that you're doing, or how they can work with you. So basically you're just telling people that if you're interested in doing what I'm doing, or if you're interested in my service, this is the next step for you to work with me. So it can be DMing you, it can be sending people to a landing page, it can be people commenting something. It is basically just telling the person who is watching your Instagram profile that if they're interested in working with you, what are the next steps? Because if we don't tell people what to do, they simply won't do it. Then of course you also need a relevant link in bio. I have a landing page where I collect people's emails. You can set up the exact same thing for your own agency. You can create a free guide, put it on a landing page. Everyone that's interested gives their email to get the guide, and suddenly you have the contact information on a relevant possible client. Then something that is very underrated is story highlights. You need relevant story highlights, because this is what you can literally see, that you have to understand, like it's when you're reading a book. So they see the name, they see the verified, they see the profile picture, they read the description, and actually before they see the posts, they see the story highlights. So people will check out whatever it is that you have here. So make sure to have some sort of wins. It can be from your agency, some sort of proof of concept, client results. It can also be your own story, how to work with you, how you started, transformation. People love transformation. That's why you watch transformation videos on YouTube, whether it's gym, business, or whatever it is. People love to see a transformation and follow the journey. So that is something you can put in your story highlights. And if you have any client or student, whatever it is, testimonials, just put them into story highlights as well. It's easy for people to access. Then whenever they've checked out like the top of your profile, then they'll dive into all of your content. And the first thing that they will see is pinned posts. In my opinion, pinned posts are some of the most powerful tools, because it is literally you are literally in charge of showing people what you want to show them. So, hey, I'm pinning this because you have to see it. So it is basically just, you need 3 pinned posts on your profile. First, you need something where you want to send people to. So again, I focus on my YouTube channel right now. I'm growing it, posting a lot of content. So I want to send people that jumps on my Instagram. If they don't follow the bio, then hey, I also do YouTube. And then you can see the description here. Search Frederick Boost, my channel on YouTube, to watch my story. Cool. Then I also have some sort of lifestyle slide post. It builds trust. It is very simple. Business again is built by trust, so people also want to see like who is Frederick when he's not doing short form content. So post something that is relevant to you, you going to the gym, you prioritizing yourself, your family, something that builds trust, like hey, Frederick is a natural human being, I want to work with him. And then I would also recommend having a guide that is relevant to your audience. So if you're an agency working with clients, let's say, then of course you need something that you can give away to your clients. So how to book calls, how to do this, how to do that, just comment below. So for example, I grew my Instagram 20,000 followers in 6 months, and then I made like a guide on it. So now people can jump into here, then they can get a guide on how I did it, and then I know that they're interested either in working and joining my program or working with my agency who does personal branding, for example. So very simple, just like how to use pinned posts. Again, if I was an agency, and let's say that I have a niche, so I'm an agency working with mindset coaches, what I would do is that I would simply just have a short form video just saying, if you are a mindset coach struggling to book calls, watch this video. So every time that you do outreach or mindset coaches end up on your profile, they will naturally click that video, then they'll see your content and they will trust you, because short form content also builds trust. It is just like you're watching this video now, you're looking me directly in my eyes, you're listening to my voice, you have seen me on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. It just builds trust, it builds familiarity. So it's very sick. So I recommend doing this on your Instagram, lifestyle slide post, some sort of guide to give away, and then a short form video explaining what you do. Then we just have the rest of your content, which is just a clear visual identity with colors, fonts, and thumbnails. So as you can see, I have like this kind of like black, yellowish theme. And yeah, that is just the way that I run things. I've done it for a long time now, so it's kind of like my style. Then of course we also have the content must be relevant for your ideal client. So if you work with, again, mindset coaches, for example, I would recommend you to just create content that is relevant for mindset coaches, so that you don't do content for everyone, because in the end you can't. And it's also about like you deciding what is your goal with your Instagram. Is your goal to get more friends, more clients, whatever it is? Create content for that avatar. So that is how I would structure my Instagram, because now that when we have set our Instagram up the right way, we will also see a lot better replies on our Instagram outreach. But before we can do outreach, we need to find leads. This is the exact method that I use to find infinite leads. It's the keyword and suggested accounts method, and I'll also explain you how the explore page can become your best friend if you've done this enough, okay? So first of all, you need a niche. I've talked about this before in my previous videos. You need a niche, because if you have a niche, whatever you want to call it, it is basically just a group of people that you work with. Because if you have a group of people that you work with, you become very, very relevant to that group of people. It also means that you can tailor your offer better, you can streamline your agency a bit more, and in reality, it just becomes easier being you, but also the client. Because if the client comes to me, they know that Frederick is an expert of working with mindset coaches, because that is literally all he does. He has content around mindset coaches. He has story highlights around mindset coaches. In his bio, it says mindset coaches. He literally is an expert because he only works with mindset coaches. So if I were to work with mindset coaches, here's how I would find the leads. Go into your Instagram and then search up mindset coaches. Then you can see all of the people that have some sort of mindset or coach inside of their bio or on their profile. All the leads will pop up, and there's literally infinite leads. It doesn't matter what niche it is. There are so many leads. So what I did is just I picked the first one. I just kind of took a quick look on her profile, and as you can see, she's a business and mindset coach. Perfect. Then I'm going to click the little button right there, and I just zoomed in on it. It is the suggested account. Instagram will now show me accounts relevant to this mindset coach. So she's a mindset coach. So of course, Instagram will show us a lot more mindset coaches. And they will pop up like this. If you click see all, they will also pop up like this on a scroll function where you can just scroll. Then you just want to go ahead and then just open up all of these leads. Whenever you run dry from this profile, you just take the next in line. And then you just keep on doing that. And by you searching for mindset coaches, following mindset coaches, sending messages to mindset coaches, you are showing Instagram that you are in love with mindset coaches. Like, this is the thing that you really, really like to follow. This is the thing that you use Instagram for. It is literally like talking, communicating with mindset coaches. So if you go to your explore page after like a week or two, it will literally just be full of relevant leads. Their content, slide posts, people popping up, just filled with mindset coaches. And suddenly it is just like one big lead gathering of mindset coaches everywhere, and it's sick, I promise you. And also because you start following mindset coaches and you have a profile that is relevant for mindset coaches, they will also follow you back, which means that you will be popping up like this, like right here for the mindset coaches. So when mindset coaches are also in this network, you will also start popping up, and then they'll go into the profile. It will literally say Frederick Pahus, generating 15 qualified meetings every single month for mindset coaches, and then they'll see the content, they'll see the landing page, they'll see the story highlights, and then they'll be like, whoa, wow, this guy is literally the expert. I'll send him a message. And that is how you get inbound leads. That is how we get inbound leads, and it works super, super well. So that is how you find the actual leads. Now it is time for us to get in contact with them, okay? So the way that it works is that the first message that we send is the most important one, because you set the tone for the rest of the conversation, and this is also the best way that we can make sure that the prospect opens our message. So the way that we want to do it is by following this exact guide that I've made. I'm going to explain everything so that you know exactly what to do. But the goal is very simple with the first message. We want to make sure that the prospect answers us so that we can land in their primary inbox. You've probably seen on Instagram there's request, general, and primary, and people will only be notified if you are in the primary inbox. So the way that we want to go from request or general is by asking them a simple question, being very personal, having a good personal first line, bring value so that they will answer so that we can end up in primary. Because when we are in primary, we can really start taking the conversation from there. And as I said multiple times, a personalized first line is extremely, extremely important. So these are the three different the three different personalized first lines that I use on Instagram. So I just wanted to take the lead from before, and then I've just made a few different examples. Because just by looking at her profile, we can actually already make the content hyper personalized, okay? So for example, this first line here, as you can see, she has made her bio super, super well, because she teaches people how they can make more money and work less by clarifying your zone of genius. I'm like, hey, what is this zone of genius? This sounds really nice. I want to work less and make more money. So a good line to be when you find this lead can just be, hi, Ines. As you can see her name, you got me interested when you name and claimed zone of genius. Can you elaborate? And of course, she will tell you more about her project. It is her business. She would love to. Then you can also look down to her pinned post, because again, just like pinned post is important for you and I, it is also for her. This is the things that she want to show off. So I opened up this slide post, and she talked about like, don't sell your time, do this, blah, blah, blah. It is, of course, what she works with. So what I did was just like, hi, Ines, I loved your slide post about leveraging your time. I 100% agree. Do you only offer group coaching? Because she mentioned in that post. That is also a very easy way for her to answer, and it also gives me a lot of information. So let's say that she only offers group coaching. That is perfect. That means she can take on a lot of clients, which means that she is the perfect prospect for my agency. Because again, I help mindset coaches in this example. And again, story highlights, she clearly wants to show off these results, show off her highlights, because it is literally the first story highlight that she has. So what I did was just like, hi Ines, unbelievable student results, well done. Are you only getting clients through referrals at this point? It is a great question to ask, because I learn more about how she's currently getting clients. Then she'll be like, yeah, I'm getting a lot of word of mouth. That is cool. Or no, I'm using Instagram to get clients. And then I'll just go like, hey, just curious, how are you using Instagram? Are you using content? Are you using stories the right way? And so I hope that you understand all of these messages that I just read. They're super personal because it has something to do with her profile. There's no way that they could be auto-generated or spammy, because I'm literally like mentioning something from her profile. And all of the questions that I'm answering is relevant to either her business, content, or how to get clients, or how she gets clients, because that is what we can help her with, get more clients as a short-form content agency, using content to bring a lot of attention, and in the end, more clients, okay? So I hope that made good sense. That is how we can easily create a ton of cool personalized first lines just by looking at her profile from the first glance. So just overall tips: make sure your first message is relevant to their business, your offer and your service, and make sure that you ask questions that is easy to answer. It should not be a headache for her to answer something crazy that you've asked, either a yes or no, or something that she loves talking about, which is in her case business and mindset, because she's a coach. And also, as you can see, the way that I did it up in these different messages, I was also always asking like a question. And of course, there are so many different angles to use when you're sending that first message on Instagram, as long as you just have that personalized first line, because then you can also always add different things on. So the different call to actions, or the different kind of like thing that can come after the first message, can be, for example, the offer call to action, the free value, or the case study. So I'll just be mentioning some of the things that you can do here. So I just use the personalized first line, of course. Hi Ines, impressive testimonial from your mastermind client. As you can see right here, how my mastermind client doubled her old corporate salary. God damn. So yeah, hi Ines, impressive testimonial from your mastermind client. That is exactly what made me reach out to you. You clearly have a great service. Do you have room for more clients? I actually guarantee 5 paying clients in the next 30 days. So in order for me to have created that offer, I of course need some understanding around the business. I need testimonials to kind of like guarantee paying clients. But it's a great first message. It is personalized and I get straight to the point. Like, hey, I can do this for you. Are you interested? Then you can also take the free value route. I like this one a lot because this sets you apart from many people, because a lot of people don't understand that they have to give some sort of value up front in order to actually get a response back. So again, the same first line. That is exactly what made me reach out to you. Have you considered making thumbnails for your content? It would improve the look on your profile a ton. And then she'll be like, oh, it's actually on purpose I don't make thumbnails, or no, I haven't thought about it. Can you actually do that? And then she's like, hey, Frederick is an expert. He's like the content. A great guy. He helps me for free up front. And then the conversation just goes from there. Then, of course, if you have worked with previous clients, if you have some sort of case studies, or whenever you get a case study, this is the angle that you can also do. That is exactly what made me reach out to you. I actually worked with a similar mindset coach where we added $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. I have a few ideas in mind on how we could do the same for you. Can I send over a video? So that is basically just like you mentioning that you work with something similar to Ines and her mindset coach business. You work with a similar client and you have a few ideas that you would like to present to her. Can you send over a video? It works super, super well because again, it's a personalized video and you don't have to make the video up front. Whenever Ines answers yes, you can just make the video and send it over. And again, I promise you that whenever you send a message to these persons, these people, they're like, who is this guy sending me a message? Then they will go onto your Instagram profile and then they'll literally see the perfect looking profile with a great bio, great content, great pinned posts, super relevant for her because, hey, Frederick only works with mindset coaches. He gotta be the best in the game. So that is how we go about the different personalized first messages. It is the way that we can land inside of their primary inbox. In terms of outreach, I would do around 100 of these a day. Do it in like different periods of time. So do like 25 outreaches. Then you can go do email or LinkedIn. Or you can create content for yourself, then do 25 again, and then just keep that up until you hit 100 a day. Then I literally guarantee you that you will see success because this has booked me so many calls. It is a solid method. And yeah, mentioning about how to book calls, this is the way that we want to do it, okay? So now that we're in contact with our prospect, we have the profile set up, we have the great first lines, and now we're actually having a conversation. They answered our message. Now we want to keep it as natural as possible. But again, it depends on your first message. If you want to pitch something up front, go ahead and pitch it right away. But if you were a bit more slow with the free value, the question, a compliment even, then it's more of a natural conversation. So you have to understand that in this box here, outreach is communication. And communication is a skill that has to be mastered. And we cannot make a guarantee winning formula outreach crazy thing on what to say, because every person and conversation is different. So the only way that you can be good at is like listening, having a natural conversation. And then there are a few key things that you have to keep in mind that can always help you in your conversation. So first of all, you want to establish yourself as an authority by providing value. You want to give them something of value for free that showcases that you are an expert. It can be like a content strategy. It can be like a cool tip or trick. It can be like you mentioning a case study. It can be like you just optimizing their profile or a quick glance or look, just something where they're like, oh wow, Frederick really knows what he's talking about. Or you can go the more like in-depth questions route that builds trust. Like you're genuinely interested in why they became a coach, how their business is going, how they serve their clients. Because like if you go that way, they will also trust you. It's the same when you are together with an old friend from school and they ask good questions. You're like, hey, I really enjoyed this conversation because the person is super good at listening. It's a good question and the conversation is flowing in a great way. And then what I would always do is to exchange value for a call. Because again, like I mentioned in the beginning, people, when they are considering jumping on a call with you, they'll literally be like, is this worth my time? So the way that you can do it is by, hey, if you jump on a call, I'll actually give you a content strategy after the call. I'll give you a free review of your online presence, or overall, like just something that fits into your service, something that you know a ton about. I know a ton about content. how to book calls, how to scale coaches. And that is what my agency does. So I always have some sort of knowledge or tips that I can give to that person. Hey, do this on your landing page. Do this with your content. Do these thumbnails. Do this bio. Post this story. And they're like, hey, this guy's great. I would love to jump on a call with him, because if I jump on a call with Frederick afterwards, he will send me a video where he reviews my online presence. Just something that incentivizes these people to jump on a call with you. So whenever you fully understand like natural conversation, providing value, asking the right questions, providing trust, all of those things, then it's just all about a numbers game. Like how many people can you reach out to in a personalized way, keeping conversation with them. That is like the whole point. So like just keep on building these conversations, because there are so many leads. And also by you mastering and training your outreach, it's like going to the gym. If you work your bicep a lot, you'll get a big bicep. And it's the same with outreach. If you do a lot of outreach, do a lot of communication, you will also get good at it. And you'll have a ton of data, because, hey, what if I do this? Then maybe that performs better. What if I do this message or this question or this personalized first line? Then it works better. So you're like always just testing different things. A different way that you, some ways that you can actually like increase your reply rate even more is to follow these 5 steps. You can actually reply to their active story. You can send a selfie video. You can send a voice message. You can ask them a simple question, as we also went over, or you can compliment their story, post, whatever it is. Also, remember follow-up messages. They are key. I always have a rule of thumb saying every 48 hours, no matter if they answered or not. Just check in. Hey, hope you had a great weekend. Just making sure my message didn't get lost. Hope you had a great day. Just bumping this up. Again, just like a personalized way of getting back to these people, okay? And always remember this picture right here. You have to see it as a bridge. So you are a stranger that wants a book call with the potential client, and the only thing that can get you there is the conversation. It is the trust, it is the process, and they have to see the value. Like that is how you turn yourself from a stranger into getting a book call. So that is it. Like a good half an hour here. If you stayed until the end, I'm pretty impressed, because there were no like crazy edits. It's just like one take raw, just how to get clients, how to use Instagram, how to understand outreach communication, how to bring value up front, how to just go about this entire process, and also how to set up your social accounts so that they look like a business card, a professional kind of like landing page website almost. That is how I've built mine. So yeah. In this video, we went over understanding Instagram outreach, setting up your profile, how to find leads, the first messages to send, and also how to take these leads that you found and convert them into a book call. So I genuinely hope that you enjoyed this video. Very, very step by step. Please leave a comment below if this is something that I should keep on doing. As you know, I have a program where I have like 90 step-by-step modules like this, where I just go over everything that you need to know in order to scale your own content agency. I scaled my own from $0 to $20,000 in 6 months, and I still run it to this day, and also run the program. And I just do everything personal, brand related, short form content growth, and I love it. So please let me know if there's something that you want to see. Then I can do like a deep dive here. I'm also going to leave a link to all of these guides below. The way that it works is that you can just like click right here, then it will open up the exact step-by-step. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching it, and please leave a subscribe on the channel, leave a like, and also a comment on what you liked about the video. In the comments or in the description, there'll also be like a link to some other videos, my Instagram, stuff like that. But again, just use the comment on what you want to see on this channel. I post both like high quality student interviews. I post this and that. I just use it in a way where I can just like provide as much value up front, so that you hopefully can start and scale your own agency and also enjoy the benefits that I'm enjoying. So I can work from anywhere, make a bit more money than the average 24-year-old. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave everything down in the description. Please leave a comment on what you want to see next. And then just wish you a great day. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll just see you in the next video.